And what is up, Cat Mojo Tears? Your cat daddy, Jackson Galaxy. I just want to give a big thank you to everybody who's been watching the videos lately, coming onto these little live chats that we do during the premieres, just showing your cat colors lately, because it's just fun. And at this time and place in this world, having fun and talking about our cats, it just doesn't get any better than that, right? Let's get on with it. Today, we're going to be talking as I wag my finger at you. Why am I wagging my finger at you? Here, I'm wagging my finger at you because today we're going to talk about the top mistakes that you can make with your cat. Like the biggest, like, oh, did you really or did you not really? We're all students of this thing we call cat. So with that in mind, if you are guilty of 1 or 10 of these things, then, you know, we forgive and forget and learn. There's not even a, we don't have to, okay, anyway. All right, moving on. Here we go. Number 1. Okay, so the number 1 mistake that you can make when it comes to your cats, and I'm gonna make this number 1 because it actually informs a lot of the other ones I'm gonna talk about, and that is not respecting who your cat is. And what I call that is looking at cats through dog-colored glasses. Cats are not dogs. And I know that sounds like I'm oversimplifying, but it really is that big. That if you think about the dog timeline, how dogs have co-evolved with us over 10,000 years, you know, we pull the wolf out of the wild and start breeding based on doing jobs for me and being more human motivated and wanting to please. And over all this time and all of the breeding that we've done, dog is now man's best friend, right? That's because one of their prime motivators is approval. What do I get with human, you know? Anybody who lives with cats knows that's not the story of cats, you know? I mean, the timeline is very much more, it was a mutually beneficial relationship. We were starting to gather food, not just hunt it, but gather it and store it. And the rats and the mice were like, hey, it's a buffet. And the cats come along and they're like, hey, it's a rat and mouse buffet. And we're like, wait, well, cool. We're not gonna die of being poisoned by rat and mouse poop. And because of that, we're like, you can stick around. And the food supply was there, they stuck around. And then we took a trip together over 10,000 years. And if you think about it, it's not really, except for the past blip in that timeline, that they now live in our homes with us more and more now, not even going outside. They live here. And that is a new relationship, actually. So the next time you think to yourself, why doesn't my cat fill in the blanks? Want to, you know, be with me all the time, want to do things for me, want to do anything for me. And then we think less of them because they're not achieving the hallmarks of relationship laid out when it comes to dog-human. Check yourself. Remember, that's the first big mistake you can make when it comes to cats. Litter box mistakes. Scented litter, like heavily scented litter, offending a cat's nose for sure. But then there's litter boxes that you throw in a corner or behind the washing machine because you don't want to look at it. Well, now you put it in a place that not only is inconvenient for the cats, but actually might be scary. Hello, washing machine under the car. Or because there's other cats or dogs or kids coming back and forth and they get trapped in the box. So where we place these boxes can be a mistake if we don't remember that they are doing us a favor by going in these boxes day after day after day. It's not in their DNA to go in the same spot every day, but they do. The litters that are pointy, so when they step on it, it could hurt a cat's paws. The mistake of not having enough litter boxes in your house. And you've heard me talk about the formula, 1 cat, 2 litter boxes, 2 cats, 3 litter boxes, so on and so forth. We're not just talking about not having enough litter boxes, but cleaning your litter box. I mean, I have seen some really bad things in all my years of working with cats, and a lot of it is like, well, I'll scoop in a few days. How about we make it a clean place where they don't have to like walk over little, you know, landmines every time they want to eliminate? That would be great. And the final thing is hiding your boxes as furniture. It's asking for trouble, especially in a home where it's not just you and your cat. If you've got other inhabitants, whether they be other cats, dogs, kids, whatever, there's always a chance that your cat is going to be in that box. They're going to try to come out and someone's going to surprise them, and goodbye litter box. And then you got a real problem on your hand, and you just got to own up to your mistakes. So you better to do it proactively. Oh, wow, I was going to make a mistake. Well, I'm not going to make a mistake. Good, you didn't make the mistake. Let's get on to more mistakes that you make. All right, our next mistake is not cat-proofing your house. Having a cat in your house is like having a toddler that can reach the ceiling. You know, whether it's access to cleaning supplies, whether it's access to things that are in your medicine cabinet. If you have one of those chairs that leans back, a lazy boy or something, and cats can get under there, the list goes on, and luckily I made a list. Look up there if you want to know how to cat-proof your house. Now, speaking of cat-proofing your house, another mistake that you can make is not checking out whether or not the plants that are in your house are toxic to cats, because there is an extensive list of plants and flowers and shrubs that are really toxic, not just to cats, but to other animals as well. You know, if your cat takes a bite of a lily, it could be death. So it's one of those things that you, like I said, experience. Do it first. Don't make the mistake. So now for this next mistake that you can make for your cat, I want to veer off into kittens for a second and make this kind of kitten specific. Never play with your hands. And as cute as it might be to watch your little 8-week-old sort of nursing on your finger, your little one is going to be a big one in no time at all, and it's going to hurt like hell. The second thing is, a mistake would be not taking every opportunity when your cat's a kitten to socialize them basically to every type of human you can get around them. From men to women, from kids to teens, stuff like trimming nails. I mean, they're going to make a whole lot of noise, but what you'll teach them is, after chip comes treat, and love. The same thing goes with getting your kittens used to being in a carrier. You can always get your grown cats used to carriers as well. Again, video in the description. But it's so much easier when they're kittens. And not only can you get them used to it, you can get them used to thinking of their carrier as a safe place. That means you're actually going to take your cat to the vet. Anything that you can do that will let them make positive associations for the rest of their lives with humans is such a big opportunity, and missing that opportunity is a big mistake. The next mistake is not taking your cat to the vet regularly. Getting your cats into the carrier and getting them to the vet seems to be such a traumatic thing that out of love sometimes we just avoid it. We're just like, yeah, you know, she's not complaining about anything. She seems perfectly fine. We'll put it off for a little while. The more you just get your cat out of the house in a carrier, take them for a short drive, come back again. Now, if you've never seen my backpack before, I sell a little backpack for cats. Take them out for a walk. The more they are exposed to these experiences, there's no making a vet visit like a trip to Candyland, but it also doesn't have to be a trip to hell either. Health changes happen rapidly, so you really want to be on top of it. And next on the big mistakes that humans make hit parade, we have cat-to-cat introductions and also dog-to-cat introductions, just introductions in general. Not doing them properly backfires more times than you could possibly imagine. The wisdom was, yeah, you know, just take them home, put them in a room together, whatever it is, they'll work it out. Big mistake. Cats are territorial. They function beautifully in groups. They function beautifully with other cats. I think cats should be with other cats. But when you bring in a cat to an existing cat's territory, that cat is not going to be psyched right off the bat. So if you do it in a controlled way, Once again, there's a video in the description, and maybe I'll even throw it up here, but when we talk all about cat-to-cat introductions. But the same thing goes for dogs. If you're bringing a dog into the house for the first time, the last thing you want is that dog chasing the cat, even if it's just fun for them, because that is a chance at a good relationship gone bad right from the start. So just take that extra couple of steps. Make sure that you're introducing them so they both feel safe, they both feel like they own the joint, and that makes for, you know, happy roommates. All right, the next mistake that humans make with their cats is not catifying their home or environmentally enriching their home. I'm gonna make a big list here, just bang, 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 of things that signify environmental enrichment or lack thereof. We can do so much for them, whether it's putting up shelves or having more cat trees, things like that that will get them up in the air. When you have multiple cats, creating that cat superhighway, lanes of traffic around the house, that's an opportunity to not get in each other's way all the time, increasing the perception of how much territory we have. Because again, one of the tenets of catification is to remember that cats perceive volume from floor to ceiling. It's not like us when we walk into a room and we're like, okay, here's my chair, I'm gonna sit in my chair. I'm not thinking about the ceiling. Why would I do that? But your cat does. When they walk in the room, they're like, whoa. Owning more ownership of territory or perceived ownership of territory, that means cat mojo. Allowing your cats as much window space as you possibly can. Cat TV is another one. You know, this small act of hanging a bird feeder outside your window will get your cats just going. Another element of catification that I find really important is the concept of base camp. If there's a room that can be your cat's safe place, and let's just even say it's your bedroom because your scent is so strong there because it's your bed, having other belongings in that room, again, cat trees, litter box, beds, blankets, anything that smells or signifies ownership from your cat, is there so that not only when scary things happen in the house, they can go to their base camp and feel safe, but when you move, that's a big one. You move, and now wherever it is that you set up that base camp, your cat feels like they're home. It's about what I own, and like I said, from litter boxes to beds to blankets to everything in between, that counts. And having a base camp to sort of house a lot of that good stuff, that's also really important as well. Another mistake that we make with our cats, just improper nutrition. Now listen, I have made 3 videos on dry food, wet food, raw food. I urge you to watch all 3 of those videos just so that you understand just the very basics of what cats need to eat. And here's just the real, I mean, you want to talk about cliff notes? They are obligate carnivores. Your cats need to eat meat, actual meat, not, you know, little representations of meat, but meat. They're also very highly carb intolerant. So having lots of carbs in your cat's diets, big mistake. 25 years ago, trying to feed your cat like high quality wet, which was loads of money, or raw, which meant like you up to your knees and like grinded meat in your kitchen, just disgusting. Now you don't have to worry about that anymore. There's just so many quality brands out there when it comes to cat food. The mistake that you would make is just not learning about what cats need to eat, what they thrive on, and conversely, what could hurt them in the long run. So just learn that right there, avoid that mistake. And again, we're not here to judge. If you're doing something that you didn't know about, I've been there, we've all been there. I made some very large mistakes when it came to my cat's nutrition, and I think I paid the price for it, or they did over time, and I learned and I adapted, and that's just what I'm asking you to do. So check out those videos all about cat nutrition. So I'm saving the biggest offender for the last on this list. Our final mistake that humans make when it comes to their cats is, drum roll please. I said drum roll please. Man, you just can't get good help anymore, can you? Thank you. Is declawing your cat. There is no 2 ways around this. Declawing your cat is a mistake. I think it's abusive. I think it's inhumane. I think it's when you know that we're not just taking the nails out, but we are amputating each digit at the first knuckle, changing the way that they walk forever, creating pain that may last the rest of their lives, upping the chances for arthritis, messing with their confidence, upping the chance that they will go from scratching to biting instead, litter box issues that crop up afterwards, and a general erosion of your relationship with them. If you know all that stuff and you still go out there and declaw your cat, I don't know what to say. That's why I'm making this the big one here out of all of them. I'm not trying to be overly dramatic here, but I beg you not to declaw your cats. If your cats are clawing up your furniture, doing things with their claws that you don't like, we can fix that. I have plenty of things to show you where we can save your furniture. Hands down. We can help trim your cat's claws. There are even nail caps that you could put on your cat's claws, and people ask me all the time, well, isn't that inhumane? No, inhumane is declawing, but if you're having a lot of problems with your cat's claws, yep, we can put those caps on there. That's okay. That's okay. The only thing that's not okay is mutilating your cat to save your furniture or for any other reason. So again, I'm not here to shame you if you have declawed your cats. I'm here to implore you to do some reading up on the subject, and it's okay if that is your story in the past. Just please don't make it your story in the future. So yes, there's mistakes that we make in the course of our relationships, and I mean all relationships. Man, I'm just thinking about the mistakes I made today. Every mistake that I may have outlined here and calling it a mistake is just, it's another way of saying that there's an opportunity that you might have missed, but it's never too late. Take the opportunity. Don't forget, I get my ideas for these videos from the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, you get the notifications. Oh wow, Jackson's got a new video out, he's got a new short, he just put a post up, he's got a premiere coming, he's dancing around the room with you know, a big hat on. All these good things happen from ringing that bell and subscribing. Now, why wouldn't you go ahead and do that? All right, guys, till next time, all light, all love, all cat mojo to you.